Hello and welcome back to the channel. One more video for Sorcerer's Arena expansions. This time it's the one called Leading the Charge. And who will be leading the charge? We can see Buzz here, Elsa and Scar. Not Simba but Scar. So if you are interested in this kind of content and expansions, then I invite you to check the channel because I have a playlist with all the expansions and the core box for this game. And as you can see, it's a smaller box. The content inside is minimal, so I'm still thinking what to do with these boxes. Probably I'll get rid of them and put everything on the core one. But you will see the miniatures and the cards. So without further ado, let's find out how these characters play and the content for this expansion. By the way, if you like this video while I fight here with the plastic, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing, especially if you like board games and card games in general. And if you like Unmatched, because this game is very similar to Unmatched, then I have a full playlist just for that. Okay, so we get the QR code for the online version of the game, which I don't like. It's a money grab. There's the manual. So these boxes, they are not standalone. So it's not like Unmatched that you can buy and play with just this expansion. You need a core set. So that's why the manual is just this, because it only introduces the changes and the new things. So there's a new effect coming here from Scar, which is not from Scar, but from someone, we'll find out. Invulnerable. Invulnerable. Whenever damage would be dealt to this character, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, remove invulnerable. Okay, so it's like a shield. It's not tough, because that's armor that reduces the damage by 1. This is better because maybe it's better because it prevents the whole damage. So anyway, could be better or worse depending on the situation, but that's something new. So everything is still in punch here. We have the status tokens. So this is not going to be a how to play video. If you want to see that, check the channel for the core expansion when I explain how to play the game, how to use these things. Okay, they come with some extra spare status effects, which you can use for, I don't know, something else. And then you can see the acrylic figures. We'll take a look at that. The character sheets, 3 decks of 10 cards each, and lots of empty space. So I don't see any reason to keep these boxes. Any at all. Okay, so the acrylics. Oh, now the acrylics come double bagged. One bag. Lots of plastic here. They are trying to avoid scratches now that they are connected here. Oh no, but they still have some plastic layer here, you see. You will peel it off. I will show you how it looks, because I really like these acrylic figures. I definitely do, and I'll explain you why. So you take this off, and then you need to find the corresponding base, which is Buzz. Okay, so this would be Elsa. You see here, Elsa. You see the eyes. So there's also some plastic overlay here that we need to take it out without damaging. So I don't need to show the details, but it's giving me a fight there. Yes, done. Okay. And hey, there's another. Maybe I just pull this out. Why is it not translucent? There's another one. Or did I pull the front side? Right, there's another layer here. Never seen that. It's a double layer. I need to go back the video to see what happened, because I peeled it and there's another one. That's very strange. I've never seen that. So this is how it looks. See, front side, and then I really appreciate the detail that on the back side you see the back of the character, so it really looks like a 3D version. And then there's the life point here, which you use throughout the game. So let's start with Elsa then. Elsa, let me open the decks to facilitate showing you this in all together without stopping. Then I'll separate the decks. The plastic today is really struggling with me. So there's Elsa. Yeah. So Elsa here. So she has a movement and action standard ones, 2 damage or 2 movement, and then their skills will be glacial armor. You banish 2 spiral cards from her hand, like this one here as a spiral. No, sorry, 2 spiral cards from your discard to give Elsa 1 invulnerable, so you can activate the shield by discarding cards from your discard pile, which is very good. You use them, and then they have the second use, which is creating the shield, but then you cannot use for the upgrades, which it's the way you use cards in the discard to become stronger. Okay. And duty to Arundel. If Elsa is on a point space, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a non-spiral card, you draw it. So she can draw faster, to discard faster, to become invulnerable. And when she goes up, she immediately, after upgrading Elsa, up to 1 rival within range gains 2 immobilize. Immobilize, not what's the name of this? This new thing is invulnerable. So she goes up and she freezes. She sends like a Noro freeze and it freezes adjacent rivals also. Okay, and then the deck. So Ice Magic. Deal 2 damage to each adjacent rival. Then you may discard a card. If you do, 1 rival damage this way gains Immobilize. So she is going to be the immobilization character because of the ice and the freezing. Show Yourself. A ranged attack that deals 1 damage to 1 rival, and you gain an additional movement phase and an additional action phase this turn. Wow! So poor damage indeed, but then you play again. You play again. The Bridge. Move up to 2 spaces, then choose 1. Or discard a non-spiral to choose both. You can heal for 1 or remove status. Okay, so the healing card here. Bruni, Gale, and the Hurt Giants. I don't recognize. Oh no, that's the lizard that is her friend, the giants, and there's some kind of, what is this? Bruni, Gale? Is it Gale? I don't, to be honest, I'm not a fan of Frozen, so deal 2 damage to up to 1 adjacent rival. Move up to 1 adjacent rival and deal 1 damage to up to 1 non-adjacent rival. It's a strange card. Deals lots of damage and lots of effects. Maybe because you'll be using Bruni, Gale, and Bruni, Gale, and Earth Giants, or Earth Giants, Gale and Bruni. I don't know. But she summons them to help. The Unknown. Move up to 3 spaces. You may discard a card to draw a card. If you discard a spiral, you draw 2 cards. Okay, so you put the spirals on the discard and then you use their power. Remember their power? This one that discards spirals to be invulnerable. Only Atoalan knows, which I don't remember who it was or what it was. Move 3 spaces, reveal the top card of your deck until you reveal a spiral card or your last card, whichever comes first. Put 1 card revealed this way into your hand and shuffle the rest into your deck. Okay. Move 4 spaces, that's the horse that helps her traveling around. Oh, I want to see Scar now, because I'm a huge fan of Lion King. And Scar is a great character indeed, so he's also part of Villainous. You see, there are 2 layers, so it's the transparent one and then the opaque one. So this is like the 4th expansion that I'm opening, and even within the same box, you have different experiences with these materials. So I don't know how these things are assembled, but they seem each of them seems to come with their own logic when it comes to. Okay, this is very difficult. I'm going to do this off camera from now on, but I really wanted to take a look at Scar. So I won't take this one. I'll take later, just to see Scar here. Always the same look that he has, right? Scar. So Scar, villain from the wilds, and the skill is discard any movement card from your hand to move one character one space. If that character has been on a, well, it could be an enemy. If he was on a point space, move Scar into that place. Okay, so that's why it's the opportunist. You just change positions with someone. And there's a constant ability, the oppressive rule. If Scar is on a point space, which could happen with the above, whenever a rival would recover energy, they recover that many -1. Okay, so he's oppressing them from there. Control the Bright Lands when you upgrade. At the beginning of your ending phase, on Scar's turn, you may discard any attack card from your hand to deal 2 damage to each rival character on a point space. Okay, so this guy needs to be on points to do his magic and to deal massive damage indeed. And what about this deck? Deal 3 damage to up to 1 adjacent rival. If that rival is not KO'd this way, you move them 1 space and then you move up to 1 space. So it's a good way to take those guys out of the point spaces. Be prepared. Deal 1 damage to a rival, move that rival 1 space, then if that rival is adjacent to a villain character that you control, would be Scar, that rival summoner loses 1 point. Cinder Swipe, oh, that's what it throws into Simba, right? It throws the ashes. Deal 2 damage to each adjacent character. If Scar is on a point space, this damage cannot be reduced by other abilities or effects. So no immobilizes, cannot be reduced, but could it be avoided? So I was thinking about armors, which is tough, but then immobilization, would that be considered? Damage is prevented. No, prevented damage. So is preventing reducing? I think it's different, right? So it only applies to. I think it would only apply to toughness status. Treacherous plot. That's the key moment in the movie when he throws Mufasa down to those running, stampeding animals. Deal 5 damage to an adjacent non-token character. Their summoner gains 3 points. Oh, their summoner gains 3 points. If the damaged character was on a point space, you get 1 point as well. If you KO an ally this way, you gain an additional action phase this turn. So you can KO your own. Shit! So you can KO your own characters. That's why you gain 3 yourself. And if it was an ally, if it was your friend, you get an additional action phase. So the concept of an ally is characters in your team, but if you're playing in pairs, I'm not sure if an ally would be also someone from another team. I need to confirm that, because if you could cure the other team members, probably you can kill them as well. But I'll check offline. Life's not fair. I love the face here. Each non-token character on your team deals 1 damage to up 1 rival adjacent to them. If a character is on a point space, was dealt damage by a villain character this way, you gain 1 point, but not more than 1. Calculated movement. If Scar is on a point space, choose a rival summoner. That summoner banishes a card from their hand and you draw a card. You can move 3 spaces if you want. Probably not, because you should be on a point space. Or you just move without this part. Activating. Close in. Move 3 spaces and you move 1 ally up to 1 space. If that ally is a villain character, move them 2 spaces instead. Why is it in plural? Move up. Move 1 ally up to 1 space. If it's a villain, move them up to 2 spaces. I don't know why the them is there. I'm not sure if this is correct here. Should be just the one. Move 1 ally up to 1 space, right? Yeah. So maybe that's not correct. So I'll check it. And then we have Buzz Lightyear, which has a skill here, which is laser focus. Deal 1 damage to a rival exactly 2 spaces away that was already damaged this turn. Okay, so after all the attacks, you can still give 2 more damage if he's exactly 2 spaces away. And when he goes up, an upgrade, Unshakable Determination. At the beginning of your ending phase on Buzz Lightyear's turn, you may deal adjacent 1 damage to a rival that has already been damaged this turn. Okay, so yeah, so you can accumulate the action attack, then this damage, and then this damage. So big damage dealer, this guy, Buzz Lightyear. And I'm sure the cards will also reflect that. 3 damage to an adjacent rival. You may reveal the top card of your deck if it's a sword card. Also adjacent damage to move the rival 1 space. So it's a super punch, and he goes away. Laser Blast. Choose a straight line of adjacent spaces from Buzz to the edge of the arena. Deal 1 damage to each rival in that line. We've seen that a lot in other characters, and you gain another movement. Rapid Fire. 1 damage to 1 adjacent, 1 damage to 2 spaces away, and 1 damage to 1 rival 3 spaces away. Okay, so Rapid Fire is like to 3 different characters. That's cool. Spinning Wing Kick. Deal 1 damage to each adjacent rival. Move each adjacent rival up to 1 space. So it's like Whirlwind Attack. Pa 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 pa, and they go back. Requesting Backup. Range 2. Deal 2 damage to a rival. Each of your allies adjacent to that rival deals 1 damage to that rival. So it's the backup. It's requesting more guys to help. To Infinity and Beyond, choose 1 adjacent ally, then move up to 3 spaces. You may move that ally to an occupied space adjacent to Buzz Lightyear. Activating Crystallic Fusion. Crystallic Fusion? I don't know what that is. Move up 3 spaces. Buzz may pass through rivals. If Buzz passes through at least 2 characters this way, you draw a card. So it's a fast movement. That's it. That's it. Cool, so this was, yeah, Sorcerer's Arena, the leading the charge. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this to the point that you consider then subscribing, leaving that like. Check the other videos if you just found this one and you would like to carry on for the other ones. I definitely recommend that. And we are almost at the 3,000 subscribers. That's a huge milestone for the channel, for me to bring even more and interesting content. So I hope that you can be part of this community for the future. Thank you very much. Goodbye.